Hey guys, Mark here. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to tie a fairly intricate bottle wrap design. This one is based on the 4-pass Gaucho fan knot, which will test your knot tying skills. It requires patience, time, and attention to detail. All in all, it is very rewarding, and I would consider this the very most that I would do for something that I would intend to sell or gift. Anything more intricate will take a lot more time. I must say that I also like that this project contains quite a bit of paracord, about 75 feet. So this is quite handy, but it may be a pain to unravel in a survival situation. But still, this has a great look, a lot of cord in it, so I think it is a great project to do. So let's get started. Now for this project, we're going to tie a 4-pass Gaucho fan knot. This knot is tied by first tying a base knot, then using 3 interweaves in order to get the 4-color effect. Demonstrating the entire process is quite lengthy. I'm going to do it, but the main purpose of this tutorial is to help you understand how the Gaucho fan knot is tied so that you don't have to follow a run list. As you will see in the tutorial, I don't have any issue with tying the knot from just looking at it. You don't want to rely on a run list because it does take quite a bit more time and effort to do it that way. I highly recommend that you try to seek the pattern in which the Gaucho fan knot is tied, and this will enable you to tie this knot a lot faster and with greater accuracy. Now, before you start this project, I highly recommend that you take a look at the other projects that I did using the Gaucho fan knot. That will familiarize you with this project a bit better in order to help you make it a bit easier. As far as supplies go, the first thing that you're going to need is a Voss water bottle. These are basically the containers in which you buy the Voss bottled water. You can find these in many stores as well as online. This is the smallest version, which is 375 milliliters. Now, this knot that I'm going to show you is designed specifically for this size of a water bottle. So do make sure that you get this one. The other major supply that you're going to need is obviously paracord. You're going to need 4 different colors, and each of the cords is about 20 feet long. You're also going to need a lacing needle to help you tie the knot. This is optional, but highly recommended. You're going to need something to cut the cords with, a knife or scissors will do, as well as a lighter. With these supplies ready, we can begin. To start off, I took my bottle and put a rubber band onto it. This is so that it will hold the standing end of my cord. I also attached a lacing needle onto the other end of my first cord. I'm going to start by making 2 wraparounds around the bottle. So 1, 2. Then I come around on the right side and go around the bottle 2 times from right to left. So once, twice. Then come around here, and we're going to wrap around once again. This time we're going to travel in between the 2 X shapes. So, like this, and come over here on the right side. Take the lacing needle now, and travel under here. And basically what we're going to do is travel parallel to this cord here on the left and do the opposite of what it is doing. So since this one went over, we're going to go under. Then we're going to continue over, since the cord on the left is going under. Then we're going to go under, then over, then under, and finally over on the left side. Like this. We now come to the standing end, and we're going to do the opposite of the cord that's going over it. So basically, we're going under the standing end. Like this. We're going to continue by traveling parallel to the standing end. So on the left side of the standing end, we're basically going to double it up. So we're going to start with an under, then over, under, over, under, over, and under on the right side. As you can see, we have doubled up our standing end. After pulling through the cord and basically doubling up the standing end, we're going to re-enter here on the right side with an under. And this time, what we're going to do is follow this cord on the left side and double it up. So we're going to continue over to double up this cord, then under one, over two, under one, over two, and finally under one on the left side. Again, pull the cord through. Now that you exit with an under one on the left side, we're going to travel to the standing end. We're going to go over one, so over the standing end. And then we come to these two cords, the standing end as well as the cord that's doubling it up. We're going to do the opposite of these two cords and travel between them. So we're going to split the pair. We're going to start with an under, then we're going to travel over two, under one, over two, under one, over two, under one, and finally over one on the right side. Now, after pulling through the cord and exiting over one here on the right side, we're going to turn back and travel towards the left side, this time splitting these two parallel cords. So again, we're going to do the opposite of what these two cords are doing. We're going to start with an under one, then continue over one, under one, 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 over, under, and finally over on the left side. Like this. So after exiting on the left side with an over one, we're going to travel to the standing end again and travel under it. Then we're going to again double up the standing end and go parallel towards the right side. So under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, and finally over, under. So on the right side, I exit the knot with an under one. After exiting on the right side with an under one, I'm going to follow this cord traveling towards the left side. So I'm going to start with an under, then over, under, over two, under one, over one, under one, over two, under one, over one, under one, over two, under one, over one, and under one. And again, pull through the cord. After exiting on the left side with an under one, I'm going to travel to the standing end, going over it. Then I'm going to split the two parallel cords, traveling between them and doing the opposite of what they are doing. So under, over, under, over two, under one, over one, under one, over two, under one, over one, under one, over two, under one, over one, under one, and finally over one on the right side. After that, we have two parallel cords here that we need to split. Again, we're going to travel between them and do the opposite of what these two cords are doing. So we're going to start with an under one, then continue over, under, over, under, and so on. Basically doing a simple over one, under one sequence. After this, we place our working end right next to the standing end, going under one. And with this, we have tied our base knot and we have used up the first cord. I'm now going to place the working end of this cord right next to my standing end under the rubber band. Then I'm going to use some of this slack and work it into the knot in order to loosen it up a bit. After loosening up my first knot, I get a nice grid-like pattern. I'm now going to introduce the second cord by attaching a lacing needle onto one of the ends, picking up the other end, and I'm going to place it onto the left side of the standing end of the first cord. Like this. Now all I'm going to do is double up the standing end of the first cord, traveling on the left side of it and double it up. So as you can see, I start under, over, under and continue the same way until I reach the right side. And you can see that the standing end of the first cord is getting doubled. You end your first sequence with an under one, effectively doubling up the standing end of your first cord. Now, since we exit with an under one, we're going to re-enter with an over one. This is always the rule with the Gaucho fan knot. So we exit under one, re-enter over, then continue the same sequence of over one, under one. So over, under, over, under, over, under, and at this point you came to the two cords that go parallel. So we split them, and we went under here, and then we continue over the next black cord, effectively ignoring the green cord. So we go over the black one, then under, over, under, over under, again splitting a pair, ignoring the green one and continuing over the next black one, and again, when you come to the two parallel cords, we split them, like this. So we exit with an over one here on the left side. Since we exit the knot with an over one here on the left side, we're going to start the next sequence with an under one. Then continue the same way, traveling over under. So over under, over under, then over two to split a pair, like this, and continue under, and continue the same way. So over under, over under, then over two to split a pair, under, and so on. When you come to the parallel cords, we travel over two to split them, then under one, and so on. And we finish the sequence with an under one. And again, since we exit on the right side with an under one, we're going to start the next sequence with an over one. So over one, which also splits a pair, then under two, effectively going under the next black cord and ignoring the green one. Then continue an over one under one sequence, until you reach the next pair, which we split, and then we have another pair which we split by going over two, then under two, like this, then continue the same way. So we split the first pair with an under one, then over two splits the next pair, and then under two. And again, under one splits a pair, over two splits a pair, then under two, over one, under one, and finally over one on the left side. Since we exit on the left side with an over one, we're going to re-enter with an under. In this case, this is going to be an under 2 in order to split the first pair. Then continue your over 1 under 1 sequence. Until you reach the first pair, which you split with an over 2. Then under 2 for the next pair. And then continue your over 1 under 1 sequence. And again, when you encounter the next pair, we split it with an over 2, then under 2, and continue our over 1 under 1 sequence. We finish on the right side with an under 1. Since we exit with an under 1 on the right side, we're going to re-enter with an over 1. The first over 1 already splits a pair. Then we continue under 2 to split the next pair. Then over 2. Then continue under, over under, which already splits a pair. Then over 2 that splits a pair, under 2 that splits a pair, and then over 2. Then continue your sequence. We exit on the left side with an over 1. Since we exit on the left side with an over 1, we're going to start our next sequence with an under. Again, under 2 to split the first pair. Then over 2 to split another pair. Then under 1. And to split the next pair, we go over 2, then under 2 to split the next, and over 2 to split the next, and then continue the sequence. Like this. We exit on the right side with an under 1. Since we exit with an under 1 on the right side, we start our next sequence with an over 1. So over 1, then under 2 to split a pair, over 2 to split a pair, then under 2. Then over under, and again over 2 to split a pair, under 2 to split a pair, over 2, under 2, and continue the same way. We exit on the left side with an over 1. Since we exit with an over 1, we're going to re-enter with an under. So under 2, over 2, under 2, then over under, over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2, and continue the same sequence. So we end our sequence with an under 1. So we ended our previous sequence with an under 1. So we're going to start the next one with an over. So over, then under 2, over 2, under 2, over 2, then under 1, like this. So we exit on the left side with an over 2. After exiting on the left side with an over 2, we're going to re-enter with an under 2. Then continue over 2, under 2, over 2, and under 1, then over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2, over 2 and under 1, and then the same way until the right side. And finally, on the right side, we're going to finish with an under 1. We're going to start with an over 1, then do a simple under 2 over 2 sequence, always splitting a pair and traveling over to under 2. Then we place our working end right next to the standing end of the second cord, like this, and with this we have tied the second pass in our Gaucho fan knot. Now I recommend that you work in some slack that you have remaining in your working end just to loosen up this knot a bit. This is going to make the tying of the third pass a bit easier. So let's loosen up the knot, then continue with the third pass. After loosening up my knot a bit, I placed the working end of my second cord under the rubber band. I'm now going to take the third cord, onto which I have again attached a lacing needle. I'm going to take the other end, place it to the left of the previous cord, like this, and we're going to start a sequence under 2 right next to the second cord. Like this. And the sequence from left to right is going to be an under 2 over 2 sequence. We're basically doubling up the second cord. So over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2, and so on. Now we finished the previous sequence with an under 2. So we're going to start the next sequence with an over 2. So we start over 2, then under 2, over to under 2, over to under 2, and this under 2 split the two parallel chords. Then we do an over 3, then continue under 2, over to under 2, over to under 2, which again splits the next pair. And then continue the same way. And we exit with an over 2 on the left side. So we stopped with an over 2, so we're going to start the next sequence with an under 2. So under 2, over 2 under 2, over 2 under 2, then over 3 in order to split a pair, then under 2, then continue the same way, so over to under 2, over to under 2, and again over 3 to split a pair, and continue the sequence all the way to the right side. And we finished the sequence with an under 2. We finished the previous sequence with an under 2. So we're going to start the next one over 2. The over 2 also splits a pair. Then we continue under 3, over 2 under 2, over 2 under 2, which splits a pair, then over 3 under 3, then continue over 2 under 2, over 2 under 2, which splits a pair, then over 3 under 3, and so on. We ended our sequence with an over 2. Since we ended the sequence with an over 2, we're going to start one with an under. This time going under 3. Then continue over to under 2, over to under 2, over 3, under 3, then again over to under 2, over to under 2, over 3, under 3, and so on. Like this. So we finished the sequence with an under 2. Since we finished under 2, we're going to start the next sequence with an over 2. So over 2, which splits a pair, then under 3, and over 3, under 2, over 2, under 2, which splits a pair, over 3, under 3, and over 3, then under 2, over 2, under 2, then over 3, under 3, and over 3, then continue the same way. We stop with an over 2 here on the left side. We exit on the left with an over 2, so we re-enter with an under, this time under 3. Then over 3, under 2, over to under 2, then over 3, under 3, and over 3, then under 2, over to under 2, over 3, under 3, and over 3, then continue the same way. So we finished with an under 2. Since we finished with an under 2, we're going to start with an over 2. The over 2 splits a pair, then we travel under 3, over 3, under 3, then over 2, under 2, over 3, under 3, over 3, under 3, over to under 2, over 3, under 3, over 3 under 3, and continue the same way. So we finished with an over 2. Since we finished with an over 2, we're going to start the next sequence with an under, this time under 3. Then continue over 3, under 3, over 2 under 2, over 3, under 3, over 3 under 3, over 2 under 2, over 3 under 3, over 3 under 3, and continue the same way. And we finished the sequence with an under 2. Since we finished under 2, we're going to start with an over 2. So over 2, under 3, over 3, under 3, then over 3, under 2, over 3, under 3, over 3, under 3, over 3, under 2, then continue the same way. And we exit on the left side with an over 3. We ended the sequence with an over 3. We're going to start the next one with an under 3. Then over 3, under 3, over 3, under 2, over 3, under 3, over 3, under 3, over 3, under 2, over 3, under 3, over 3, under 3, over 3, and so on. And we exit on the right side with an under 2. Since we did exit with an under 2, we're going to re-enter with an over 2. So over 2, then under 3, And from this point on, all we're going to do is a simple over 3 under 3 sequence. We're now going to exit over 3 and place the working end right next to the standing end of the same cord. Like this. Now, what we need to do is work in some more slack into the knot in order to make it a bit easier to work with. We're now going to introduce the final cord. I have again attached a lacing needle, and I'm going to place it onto the left side of the third cord. So going under 3, like this. So this cord goes on the left side of the third standing end. Then we're going to simply double up the third standing end. So we're going to continue over 3 under 3, over 3 under 3, over 3 under 3, and so on. On the right side, we exit with an under 3, so we're going to re-enter over 3. So over 3, then under 3, over 3 under 3, over 3 under 3, then over 4 after splitting the two parallel cords, then under 3, over 3 under 3, over 3 under 3, then over 4. Continue the same way towards the left side. We exit on the left side with an over 3. So after exiting on the left, we're going to re-enter under 3 here on the left side. Then continue the sequence over 3 under 3, over 3 under 3, then over 4, under 3, over 3 under 3, over 3 under 3, over 4, and continue the same way as we did till now. And we exit on the right side with an under 3. After exiting under 3, we're going to continue with an over 3, then travel under 4, over 3, under 3, over 3, under 3, then over 4, under 4, over 3, under 3, over 3, under 3, then over 4, under 4, and continue the same way. Exit over 3. We're going to start the next sequence with an under 4, then over 3, under 3, over 3, under 3, over 4, under 4, over 3, under 3, over 3, under 3, and then again over 4, under 4, and continue the same way all to the right side. We finish with an under 3. I'm going to start the next sequence over 3, then under 4, over 4, under 3, over 3, under 3, then over 4, under 4, and over 4, then under 3, over 3, under 3, and again over 4, under 4, over 4, and continue the same way all the way to the left side. Like this. So we end up over 3. We're going to start the next sequence under 4. Then over 4, under 3, over 3, under 3, over 4, under 4, over 4, under 3, over 3, under 3, over 4, under 4, and over 4, then continue the same way. Like this. So we ended up under 3. We start the next sequence over 3, under 4, over 4, under 4, then over 3, under 3, over 4, under 4, over 4, under 4, over 3, under 3, over 4, under 4, and over 4, and under 4. Continue the same way. We ended up over 3 on the left side. After exiting over 3, we re-enter under 4. Then continue over 4, under 4, over 3, under 3, over 4, under 4, over 4, under 4, over 3, under 3, over 4, under 4, over 4, under 4, then continue the same way. We're going to start the next sequence over 3, then under 4, over 4, under 4, over 4, under 4, over 3, under 4, over 4, under 4, over 4, under 3, then again over 4, under 4, over 4, under 4, over 4, then continue the same way. We exit with an over 4. We start the next sequence under 4, then over 4, under 4, over 4, under 3, over 4, under 4, over 4, under 4, over 4, under 3, over 4, under 4, over 4, under 4, over 4, under 3, and continue the same way. and we end up under 3. We're then going to start the next sequence again with an over 3, then continue under 4, then over 4, under 4, over 4, under 4, and so on all the way to the left side. So just a simple over 4, under 4 sequence. And we finish over 4 on the left side. Then simply place your working end right next to the standing end of the same cord, under 4, and you have tied a knot. The next step is to work in all of the loose slack that you have remaining back into the knot. Then we're going to tighten up the knot. So after working in most of the slack back into the knot, you are able to straighten out these lines. So basically all you do is twist and turn until your lines are straight. Once you get straight lines, all we're going to do is tighten up the knot, then work in the working ends that are coming out from here under the knot and up here at the top. Then trim them and your project is complete. So guys, thank you for joining me in this project. I think it was quite a task. If you were able to do it, congratulations. Not everyone can, so it is quite an accomplishment. Thank you for joining me and see you next time.